Hey guys, I'm Krystal.
And I'm David.
And this is the Plant Bar. Today we're going to be doing some plant chores.
Hold on.
What? You don't know how to do a YouTube star anymore?
I was just laughing. Because I was all, yeah. Okay.
Cut. Take 2. We're 70.
Oh my gosh.
Hey guys, it's Krystal here.
And I'm David.
And this is the Plant Bar. And today we're going to be doing some plant chores. David, what are we doing today?
Today we're going to be splitting this fern. So I've got this basket of fern that's overgrown it, and it's time to split it up. I like to make little 2-inch terrarium fern plants, and this is a perfect one to do that with.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing.
So while he's working on that today, I decided to try a new segment because if you watch our live shows, I often complain that we need music or something else. We need something else. And that might just be me. I like to have other things going on while I'm doing stuff with my hands. Actually listen really good when I'm working on something. So I thought I would tell David some stories from the internet and get his reaction, especially this one that I just found that is about plants. I thought he would be kind of funny to see what he thinks of this story. So I'll just get right into it while he does his little chores here. You can listen along. Anything you have questions about regarding the plants, just comment below and we will be sure to comment back. We'll also link any of the products that we're using, the plants that we're working on, all in the description so that if you want to get the plant that you see, you'll be able to find that easily. And of course, if you ever have any other questions, you can always contact us directly. We're on all the social media platforms. And of course, you can message us straight through whatever channel you are watching us from. Okay, so today's story comes from Reddit, from r/relationship advice. And it's titled
Relationship Advice.
My 31 female, that's her, husband, 32 male, has been killing my houseplants with bleach. How does that title? How does that
do
title
such a thing?
make you feel? So I thought this was a really crazy story. Yeah.
Homeboy was jealous.
We'll see.
I guess.
We'll see. Maybe he was. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he thought he was helping. I have many, many houseplants, and even some more that are quite expensive and that were gifts from my sister. Within the last 6 months, at least a third of my plants have died. David would cry. He would cry. I've had houseplants my whole life due to my late mother's own love of houseplants, and I know a lot about plants. The death of the plants didn't seem related to lack of light or inconsistent watering or lack of nutrients or even root rot. We talk about all these things.
This girl was probably going nuts on like Googling and searching. She's all over the place trying to figure out what she's doing wrong.
If 1/3, would she say 1/3?
I mean,
yeah, a third of her plants have died. If a third of David's plants died, he would die.
Well, at this point, yeah, like it's not like
that's a lot of plants.
Spent more than a third of my life like growing stuff. So then I would be questioning my existence.
Yeah, because it's like,
what do I know anymore?
Not just the cost of money, but the time and the effort and the fact that you've grown this baby for many years and then it's just dead. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
They just died very suddenly. I tried to not let it upset me too much because plants die. And it was not of the expense, and it was not any of the expensive ones.
Oh, well, that's
until now.
Oh, never mind.
My sister gave me a 5-leaf Monstera albo rooted plant for my birthday 2 months ago. So what tell us about that Monstera albo?
Well, I don't know when she bought that plant, but that is a rare plant.
So this story is 10 months old. So she got it 2 months ago. or 12 months ago.
A year ago?
A year ago. Her sister bought it for her a year ago.
Yes. $100, $200 plant. It's expensive.
Yeah. It's
At least.
that's a very expensive plant. She said it was beautiful. This morning, I was crying pretty hard about it as I unpotted it and took a look at the roots. And I was looking hard at this plant and roots to see if its death was past related. And that's when I noticed a smell. I sniffed my potting mix and I smelled bleach.
She went down and was like, what is that smell?
You know, I would have smelled that bleach right away.
I mean, I would, because
I can't stand the smell of bleach. David loves the smell of bleach.
that means clean.
Yeah, I know.
Most of the time. Not here. Oh, that would be.
If you smell bleach on your plants,
No, that's brutal. Science project gone wrong right there.
The only other adult person in my home with unlimited, and unobserved access to my plants is my husband. Dun, dun, dun.
Dude's in the doghouse.
I wasn't able to talk to him for several hours. Probably a good thing. She probably would have dropped the hammer on him and nothing would have got resolved. But when I could speak to him, I very calmly, but very directly asked him if he had done something to my plants. He denied it at first. I said, I smelled bleach.
Oh my goodness.
In the potting mix of the album my sister had gotten me, and that the only person that could have put it there was him, and he caved.
So he didn't continue lying though?
No.
Well, that's good.
He said he was putting small amounts of bleach into the fertilizer water jugs I prepare.
What?
I started crying. I asked him why. Why would you do this? You know I love these plants. Why would you destroy them? He didn't really answer, nor did he really apologize. The trust I had in him is absolutely gone. I think maybe counseling can help us, but he is the one that did this. But I'm the one that would have to set up the counseling. The angry part of me just wants to be done with the relationship. I know that might seem overboard as we are married and share a child, but I feel now that I'm not safe around my husband. Oh my goodness.
She felt not safe because he was like poisoning.
Well,
he knew that he could just add some bleach
and it would kill them.
To that, and because she was using that water.
I wouldn't have known that. So like he looked this up, I'm assuming.
Premeditated.
Yeah.
Murder.
But like, why would you do that?
Does it say why?
Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe there's an update.
Holy smokes. That's not a cool thing to do at all.
I'm going to scroll down and look at some comments. The top comment on this one says, I don't know your partner. Hopefully you do, but proceed with great caution. And then it showed, it actually linked another story that said, you may want to give this story a read. And so I clicked on the link and it said the title of this story, which we might read at another time, said, I found out my partner has been putting slugs in my food. I don't know how to forgive him.
Slugs in her food?
And David wonders why. I just like can't get enough of the internet craziness. So every week, David and I have to go water plants at our stores and at different houses that we take care of. And typically I get in the zone, I pop in my headphones and I put on a podcast, usually Two Hot Takes or Schmosh, to hear some of these crazy stories. Sometimes Bailey Sarian if you like murder mysteries. But like, they're crazy. And sometimes I'm like, are those even real? But
yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't believe everything I hear on the internet.
Exactly. But the more I dive into this particular story, I do think it's real. I don't think it's made up. But let me see if there's any more comments that are worth reading. It looks like there's a lot of stories where spouses or boyfriends and girlfriends are sabotaging their significant other for crazy reasons.
But did it say why he did it?
I'll tell you.
He's
got to know why.
I got to understand this dude's reasoning.
So let me see. Okay, I don't see.
You know, the other thing is like these plants become sentimental. You get gifts. Like, what if some of her plants were like from her grandparents, other close family? You know, what if it was like passed down?
I mean,
That would be,
well, what would you do if you know I was doing this to your plants?
we would
Is
have.
that grounds for divorce?
No.
But that seems like some twisted stuff.
There's something.
There's
like,
something
it's
not
grounds
right.
for like, we gotta
Like-
figure this out. But we've been married a very long time.
It doesn't quite say how long they've been married. They're young 30s. They do have a kid. Crazy. It's crazy. Okay, I will read the first update. I would like to thank everyone for giving advice. The townhome we live in is mine and my sister's, our inheritance from my mother. So apparently people were asking those kinds of questions. My husband has an office den gaming room that is his personal space, and there's no plants there. Ugh. There are also no plants in the kitchen. I'm not a plant hoarder. He has a room for himself. I also have a sunroom, and that is where the concentration of plants live. He has no reason to go in there. It's not access to our backyard or anything. I saw some people saying maybe he's sick of bugs, but I do not have a fungus or gnat problem. I mean, okay. I can't stand the bugs. David knows this. In fact, right before we went live today, a mosquito came in the house and had been literally right here on the chin.
Well, mosquitoes aren't from the plants.
I know, but
the mosquitoes are from the bucket of water I had my plants growing.
But if there's gnats in the house, I'd probably get irritated too. But I still wouldn't hurt his plants. I would be pasteurizing him to figure out how to get rid of the gnats. One person asked why I did not smell the bleach when I was watering. And I can say my nose wasn't all up in there maybe. I usually use a natural systemic in my fertilizer water called SNS 209 that smells heavily of rosemary. But I ran out last month and I haven't replaced it yet. After our conversation yesterday, I needed space. I spent the night in my daughter's room on a trundle bed. I'm going to text my husband today. He usually communicates easier and opens up more via text. That sounds like a problem. Rather than face to face. Okay, there's a red flag right there. Another red flag, I should say. I'm going to ask for the reason and I'll see what he says. You ready for this?
I've been waiting this whole time for why would he think that that's what he needs to do?
Okay, edit number 2. Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to update on a separate post. My husband won't be welcome in my home anymore, and I need to find a lawyer ASAP on Monday. Oh my gosh.
What?
Yeah, I guess the next conversation didn't go so great.
The text didn't go good?
I did text him, and he admitted again to putting bleach in my fertilizer water. He said it wasn't every jug I ever made, so that explains why it wasn't all of my plants dying, but randomly over the last 6 months. His exact words were that I deserved to be knocked down a peg.
She was still in the
I guess he felt
sunshine from him, I guess. He felt inferior to her.
In her plants, her perfect plants.
That's like the exact opposite of a relationship.
That sounds like a Lifetime movie.
Holy smokes.
After the text communication, I went home from work early and I entered his office. I usually respect his space. Absolutely. I don't even go in there to grab dirty dishes. I don't know what I was looking for, but the hundreds of comments saying he was working up to something worse or already was doing something else really worried me.
What?
I went in there and I found a drawer full of my daughter's dolls and dollhouse furniture and little toys. I bought her that dollhouse for her 4th birthday last year, and she has loved it. She takes such good care of her toys, but something always ends up missing, and it's always my husband who notices. He lectures her about keeping track of her things and how he won't let her play with her dollhouse if she keeps losing things. Oh my gosh, this guy sounds... Okay,
where'd she meet this guy?
This guy sounds like a crazy control freak. He keeps going until she starts to sob. When I hear this going on, I always step in and ask him to go take a break. I assumed he was losing his cool. I told him this is not how to deal with this with a kid, and he says he just wants her to grow up responsible. I now see it was some weird scheme or setup or something. He would steal the stuff and stash it away and point out that it was gone to berate our daughter till she cried. No. Run.
This guy's worse.
Run.
It's like getting worse as we go. It's like a ShamWow
This guy
commercial.
sounds
Wait, there's
crazy.
more.
And my sister and her husband's dad came over this afternoon and they've changed the locks. I've texted him to tell him he isn't coming back and that he can come on Saturday morning to grab his essentials and that my brother-in-law and another man would be there to watch. Sorry if this is unclear of things or things seem missing. This is a Reddit post and it's not my priority. I probably won't be updating again. Thank you to everyone who was worried about my safety.
What in the world was this guy? Where did she meet this guy at?
I don't know. There is.
And they were married for how long?
I did find another. Is this another update? Okay. There is another update that was posted 4 months ago. And it says, I've recently gotten some messages asking for an update and to let the internet know that I am safe. My daughter and I are both safe. Without getting into too much detail, but to help the curious, my husband, the man I thought I knew, has changed so much that I think of him like ripping off a mask. He's sworn at me, screamed at me, and pushed me to the ground twice and kicked me in the face. Whoa, this guy sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Our entire marriage, I was never afraid of physical violence from this man. The police have been involved. Divorce is still in progress. After an initial period of intense anger, my husband seemingly stopped caring at all, though. He said he doesn't want any custody and he wants to give up his parental rights of our daughter and he doesn't see her. Oh, I think this girl lucked out. I think.
Well, in the long run, yeah, but
he
like,
sounds like he's like a serial killer.
what in the world was
I don't
he
even know.
doing? Something happened.
Yeah, he's
Like maybe he wasn't always like that. Obviously not.
psychotic freak.
Poor
So,
girl.
Smell your plants, people.
And I guess, yeah, I gotta. Thankfully, I don't have to do that. Right?
Maybe I'll put some bleach in one of his plants just to be funny. Just kidding.
Can't do that to the plants. What if it was like the plant that like somebody gave me and special and
I would definitely make sure it wasn't.
oh, you would make sure it wasn't. How would you know?
In the last month, I have heard he actually has a new girlfriend. Ooh, you should warn her. His parents still talk to me. I was on good terms with his mom. Also, a friend of my husband's who has been friends with him since college reached out to me to ask what is going on. We texted. He says my husband has ghosted that entire group of friends. He still had after someone in the group called him out for some sort of behavior. Not cool behavior.
Yeah, something happened. I'm not excusing because
No, but he lost his dang mind.
dude is simple. Not right.
One positive thing that is also sad is that my daughter is bright and wonderful. There's been such a profound change in her behavior since her dad's been gone. She's happy, silly, and joyful. I guess there's been a change in both her and my behavior. I think of it like the frog in the boiling pot. I was sitting there boiling to my death and never realized. We lived in a house of walking on eggshells. If husband was upset, he would infect the house with hostility. Yeah, that's not a good place to be.
Not a good relationship. She just was in it maybe so deep that she didn't realize.
She didn't realize, yeah. I'm not sure I can describe it. It was constantly on guard and never able to relax. I was not afraid of physical violence, though, so I don't want to describe it as something more serious than it was. Thank you all for making me realize I was in the boiling pot. So, yeah, that was a wild story, and I knew
the plants wouldn't necessarily be the deal breaker for me. We'd have to have some serious conversations.
But
the rest of it,
the treatment of the daughter. Well, so I mean, it's just your Reddit story. So like, we're only getting like a little snippet of the relationship. But like, when she started talking about when she found out that he was hiding their daughter's toys just so that he could like teach her a lesson, basically, sounded like this person just maybe their whole life they've always felt like less than. And instead of looking at the positives in his wife and his daughter, he was just seeing the negative. And so it just was eating away at him. And he felt like he needed to make them feel like him.
I guess. I mean, it's totally.
That's what they say though. Like a bully will make you.
Yeah, I
feel-
guess that's true. So
a bully wants to bring you down to their level. If they're feeling bad, they want you to feel bad as well. So that's just, he obviously is just a big bully. And
But he killed their plants, hid their dolls, the daughter's dolls.
it seems like though, yeah, this is like next level Dexter stuff. Like
For a minute, I thought you were gonna say like, oh, he was playing with the dolls, and I'm like, oh, okay, the guy's just kind of weird. But no,
No.
he
He
was
was just
trying
like-
to gain
he just got a
control.
power trip. That's what it is.
Oh my goodness.
That was fun. I enjoyed telling David some of the things that I like to listen to. I don't know about you, but if you find comfort in crazy stories to make your life feel a little less crazy, that's me.
My life's not crazy.
Yeah, but I like listening to these stories. They like make me feel like, you know, whatever I was worried about in my life is not that bad. It's
Well,
really not that bad.
That's really true.
Yeah.
But we, you know, a lot of people read
Plus-
for ourselves.
I like entertainment, and I find some of these. Okay, that sounds kind of bad. I find entertainment in people's horror
Their
stories.
perils. We need a positive. Well, the positive
Okay.
is that she found out that she
got out of there before he
in
dextered her.
a relationship with somebody that was going through some very big problems.
So, well, thank you guys for hanging out with us on our first plant chore and crazy story
Sorry, here you go.
episode of the Plant Bar. If you thought this was cool, please like it, and I will come up with more content. If you've heard some more crazy plant specific stories, I'd love to hear them. It's kind of rare that I come across a crazy story that has to do with plants. So it was fun that I found this one. I thought David would get a kick out of it. But
Yeah, it's pretty. Gosh, poor girl
yeah,
going through some stuff with the dude.
but next week I will release another one of these videos and see what you guys think. If you want to know more about what we did today, we'll post all the details in the description below. David obviously replanted some ferns and put some fertilizer and soil, added some cocoa coir. I'm saying all the things you did.
Yeah, you're doing great.
I'm trying. But yeah. And if you want a more in-depth tutorial, we share lots of plant tutorial videos on how to take care of plants. We also go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we'll do plant chores, arrangements. We'll answer questions if you have questions. We'll do all kinds of different things. So be sure to check out our live. You can interact with us. So that's really cool. And yeah, come back and check us out on our next plant chore and story time. And we'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.